One of the things you said to me that stood out in one of our DM conversations was you said, imagine if everyone in the world was 5% kinder.
Mm-hmm.
And that stuck with me. I was just like, wow, like, yeah, imagine if everyone was just 5% kinder. Like you weren't talking about, oh, let's make everyone in the world super kind. And, you know, tell me what that means to you and like what made you say that and where that came from.
Well, I don't know if it's the older I get or the more accessible I am to so many people because of social media nowadays and just the technologies in our hand. It just feels really heavy. The world feels really heavy and depressing. And if you read statistics for mental health, bullying, violence, everything is escalated. And I think we're too exposed to too many avenues of people and too many ways for people to connect with us. And we are all made up of energy. And when people either take too much from you, it is a ripple effect. And sometimes if someone projected negativity onto you, you just instinctively will project it back to them or as a defense mechanism to somebody else. And it's also not fair to misdirect that energy because it is a ripple effect and it goes to other people. But if we were to be a little more self-aware and when someone is mean or negative to us, instead of us being combative back, if we were just like, why are you hurting? Or just even like, okay, and just took it instead of having your ego involved where you have to shout louder. If you just took it, that's even just being kind. I'm not saying people have to go buy roses for everyone or whatever, but even opening a door, smiling at someone, you don't even have to talk. It's a universal language that everybody understands. That would give a ripple effect, or even the karma back to you that you're going to receive a little bit more kindness that day. I think it's highly naive of me to say 50% or I want everyone to, think that they're surrounded by glitter and unicorns. Like that's just not reality. It is. And it's also cool when life gets heavy too, to see how you can manage and filter through it. But that doesn't mean we still have to be horrible people to one another.
Yeah. No, I love that. I love what you're saying because I think we also, and you touched on this, we think being kind means these big gestures or like having to save the world or, doing something really colossal, like it has to be big and expansive. But you're right that we forget and we underestimate how much just a smile, a kind word, a kind message or thinking of someone can just change someone's day. And I love those simple things because I think that those are things anyone can do and those are things everyone can appreciate.
Whenever I have like a waitress or someone, they are busting their butts to work and they're cleaning tables and they're serving you. It's a beautiful thing. And instead of just like, you don't even look up at them. If you just look at them, stare them in their eyes and say, thank you. Or you can tell that people are so rude to people in any service industry because they almost get like shocked, like that someone's staring directly at me.
Yeah.
And as a human, you never want to feel that you're invisible or that people are looking past you. You want people to look at you.
Yes.
And even just that alone, that makes someone's day. And if someone was having a bad day or feeling like, man, I can't get by, I'm working my ass off and people are just mean to me, it depresses them more. Like it's like, just look at someone, hey, how are you? Thank you so much. Like, that's it. A busboy, anything. I think we all take for granted how hard everybody works. No matter what your job is, it's still a job. And just a little smile or a little, hope you're having a nice day. Like something so simple. It does nothing for you. Like, why does that hurt you? Just do it. And it could really change their entire day.
I remember a huge mistake that I used to make. Like this was something that I wish I never did, but I did. And I literally used to walk into Ubers or Lyfts and I'd be on my phone and I wouldn't say anything because, you've already programmed where you want to go.
Right.
So you don't need to talk to the person if you don't want to. And I would just walk in. I wouldn't even say hello. And I wouldn't say hello. I wouldn't say, how's your day? I wouldn't greet them. And it took one driver to actually not start driving for like 3 minutes. And he was like, hello, how are you?
Oh, wow.
And I probably even missed it the first time. And the second time he was like, hello, how are you? And he kept asking me. And it must have been like the third or the fourth time that I registered because I was so busy.
Wow.
And I was just like, oh, wait a minute. And he was just like, yeah, I just wanted to just ask how you were. And it just took me to that where I was like, I can even just saying hello. Now, I'm not saying you need to get into a big life story conversation with your Uber or Lyft driver, but the point being that I think
they're still humans.
Correct.
Right.
Correct. Yeah.
And I think because of our phones and we're so busy, but remember, we all operated before our phones somehow. So life goes on.
Do you remember that time?
I do. And I miss that time. I do feel bad for like my little sisters who I don't think they ever knew that time because they were too young. They wouldn't have a phone at that age anyway. But we forget that we're all humans. And I also, yes, of course, we don't want to have, like, sometimes we're just tired and we don't want to talk. I get it.
Totally.
But I also, most people can be room readers. So if you go in the car, like, hey, how are you? Like, and that's kind of it. If they keep engaging, you're not being rude. You could still kind of just give short answers and hopefully they'll kind of get the clue and stop talking to you. And if not, maybe they just need someone to talk to.
Definitely not encouraging anyone to get into a life story conversation. Just be human. I think you put it best. Right. Yeah, be human.